Today's episode is brought to you by Security Financial Management.
Ooh, welcome back to Best Advice Podcast, guys. I'm your host, Rob Lovaglio, here as always with Frank Lovaglio and Austen Jacks. Gentlemen, what's crackalacking?
Hey, you look cool.
I think we are today.
We're cracking today, Rob.
Yeah.
We voted
Good.
today.
Yeah, everybody get out and get your vote in, and
Yeah, I need to go vote today. I need to go vote after this.
I went early this morning, no lines over at if you live in Winter Park Y, wide open this morning. So get out. It's our American duty.
Let's do it. We like to start each episode with the powerful practice of positive thinking. We like to call this, give me something good.
Give me something good.
Hey, give me something good.
I heard a quote this weekend that I freaking loved, and it is, the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
Oh, I've seen that.
Crazy,
Yeah, I
right?
have seen that. It's so good.
The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
Right.
So it always gets harder before it gets better, right?
Yeah.
It's like a zigzag. Like Dad, you just lost 35 pounds, right?
Yeah.
The start was the hardest.
Yeah, the first walk, right?
Yeah.
No, but I have read that, and I like it so much because so much of what we want to achieve, we stare at it. You stare at the mountain and you go, I ain't going up that mountain, but it's that first 4 steps. And
100% stacking up days, man. You got to
that's
stack
it.
as many days in a row, and then you're on a row.
35 pounds. The bird's looking
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Lean bird.
Today's question comes from Ashley from Windermere. Ashley, what you got for us?
You want to say something?
Okay, guys, Ashley's question is, what's a prudent withdrawal rate to supplement my retirement income?
Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Thank you, Ashley. Who wants to start this one off?
Well,
Anyone?
you guys know, we always laugh because it's always like, the gray-haired guy always starts, right?
Anyone want to start this one off?
Yeah,
Anyone?
I think we will yield to the bird.
Thank you very much. Well, the gray-haired guys first, but then the smart people that answer the question, right? Right, guys?
Go ahead,
No, and some of it is just, I want to grab it, of course, and we always giggle because I always do. But and one of the reasons is after 40 years, I've seen so many withdrawal rates, right? And I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't work. And what I would tell you after 4 decades of being in practice and talking to thousands of different clients is it's probably higher than you think, but I'm going to caveat that with a few footnotes. So, in Austen, you're the last 10 years you've been by my side helping partner up on a lot of these clients, and 4% is sort of the way what you read about almost in every publication, every journal is the 4% withdrawal rate, and that was someone that discovered that decades ago, and it holds pretty true. But there's definitely some caveats. Recently, an article came out that was really significant, and it had a lot of study behind it, that said 5% was a better number. So probably perfect world, you're somewhere in there, but let's just make it easy. I always like to try and make the complicated easy so people can understand it. Let's just say for every $1 million, let's just make it a nice, easy number. You've worked your whole life, you've busted your tail for 30, 40 years, you got $1 million. Nice, easy, round number. Well, 5% of that would be $50,000 of income from that $1 million. 4% would be $40,000. So let's call it $47,000 just because I like that number. So for every $1 million that you've put away in a bucket and saved, you can pull out $47,000 of gross. So a few quick caveats. A lot of people accumulate wealth through their retirement plan because we all know, and Liz and I, Robert's mom and I, had 4 kids. He's one of them. There's always somebody grabbing at your money, right? And Robert was in there,
Sticky hands.
Yeah,
Sticky
he's
hands.
eating triple Big Macs. And Austen, you were there too. Eating.
I had a few pizzas.
Yes, you did. You had too many pizzas.
Let the big dog eat.
So that's grabbing at your money. So if it's an after-tax $1 million, then you don't have taxable income, right? Because really what people forget is if it's $1 million in your retirement account, let's just make, again, math easy, and let's say 28% of that is taxable. So $280,000 of your $1 million, Uncle Sam needs to grab that. So that means it's about $700,000-ish that you can spend, right? So they're right off the bat, if it's retirement savings, now you're down to $700-ish thousand, and so it's a different number. The other thing I would tell you is that try and make it a lower number because there's so many little things that you don't really understand when you're taking withdrawal money. What if we all know, we all feel this? I mean, just the last couple of years,
So
inflation.
when you're talking about the 4%,
Yeah.
is that the 4% that that you're suggested to withdraw a year?
Yes, 4% a year. So
Okay.
$1 million, 4%, $40,000 of additional income.
Of what you've already invested.
What's
Or
in
what
a
your
pot of
wealth
your
that
wealth
you've
bucket.
accumulated.
Your
Okay.
wealth bucket.
Continue.
Wealth bucket you can withdraw from. Normally, that's going to be securities because if it's real estate, if the person that's in your house
not liquid,
leaves,
yeah.
it's not liquid. You can't get it out. But I also would say is that it's very important to pay off all your debt. Even though I know that their home mortgage is deductible, and I get all that, but again, for simplicity, what we find is the people that come in that don't owe anybody anything, their money goes a lot further. So I'll let you sort of add to that, Austen.
Actually, my name is Austen. Danger's my middle name.
Yeah, absolutely. So, 4%, 5%, depending on what you decide on. I think you have to also remember it's kind of a moving target, right? So in an up market, say that $1 million, market's up 20%, that million grows to 1.2 million. 5% of that's going to be a little bit more. Reverse, opposite scenario, market goes down 20%. So kind of a moving target where you have to reevaluate every year. So I think 4 or 5% people get that number in their head, but then they get it off of that initial portfolio value, right? So if someone has
value
that
keeps
$1 million
changing.
bucks,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So there's, you have to evaluate sequence of distributions given what the market is doing. So that's where the planning piece
That's a
comes in.
great point. Flexibility is key too.
Yeah.
Is that you come in and that's part of having an advisor, whether it's with us or someone else. You want to make sure you have an advisor, and you can evaluate it every 12 months because flexibility is huge.
Right.
Great example. So some people that retired in 2001, $1 million the market goes down. If you happen to be one of those unlucky people that comes out in a bad market, $1 million could be $700,000 right off the bat. You're like, wait a minute, 4% of that's a totally different number.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts. So you've got to have flexibility enough to pull back, and it's probably smart to have other money in real estate and other things besides your portfolio bucket, right? Because it's better to have more than less because you got to be flexible in these
Absolutely,
moments.
and especially for retirees, going back to that point, market goes down in your first year of retirement. We encourage people to kind of build up some sort of cash buffer in their savings account where they maybe don't have to take withdrawals from the portfolio if the market were to go down. That way it has time to recover, because if you're pulling money out while the market's down, it's a lot harder to get back to that base number that you started with. So that's where the planning piece comes in.
And just to add, just because today's election day, I wanted to mention one other thing that's not related to the question, but important for the viewers. If depending on who wins, and again, we're never political on the show. Everybody's got a choice, and make your choice educated, of course. But depending on who wins, capital gains may go up. So just kind of advice who doing some year-end planning. If you got highly appreciated assets, something that you were thinking about selling, it may be opportune time to really think about taking a few chips off the table, because if capital gains rates could go up in 2025. So get with your tax advisor, do some good planning, be educated, understand the different capital gains rates, because the Trump era 2025, a lot of the tax ramifications may change. So just be smart, get educated, and understand what you're doing.
Makes a lot of sense. Hope that helps, Ashley. Remember, folks, the secret to wealth is not what you earn, it's what you keep. Happy days, everybody.
This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only and is not intended as personal financial advice. Before making any financial decision, please do your own research and consult a financial advisor as needed. If you have a question for the guys, email podcast@bestadvicepodcastguys.com.